Hi friends, welcome to the start of a very impromptu reading vlog. It is February 15th and the snowstorm has hit our region of Colorado, and it is still in full effect. So we've got like not quite blizzard conditions, but like the wind is nearly there, the snow is nearly there. Woke up this morning, we've got several inches and it is still currently coming down. Internet is a little bit shoddy today, so honestly when I woke up this morning it really was out. It really was out, and then it came back in, and then it was very, very slow. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to get anything productive done, and I'm not going to be able to hold my live sessions with students today because I know that I'm not going to be able to hold that connection. So what I've decided to do instead is have a nice, relaxing, snowy day. I'm going to do some reading. I just started working on a new sweater that I'm going to be crocheting today, and I just want to relax. And so I'm going to decide which book I want to possibly finish today. And I just want something like light and a little bit cozy and cute. I don't know if I'm still like in Valentine's Day mode. So let's take a look at what I have decided. I've got two options today. Kind of a third, but I don't know if I'm really into that one. It's like a snowy thriller, but I think I want, like I said, something a little bit lighter and fluffy that I could finish today. So let's look. So I decided on one of these two books. Look, they're so cute. It's like super pink themed. So the first book that I grabbed was Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. This one is following Phoebe through her PhD dissertation process. She's writing hers on the genre of true crime and just like culture's obsession with true crime. Unfortunately, her father passes away, so she has to move back home to his house to kind of clean it out. And in the process, she starts to believe that possibly her neighbor is a serial killer. So I think it's more of like a comedy romance. So I'm going to guess that he's probably not a serial killer, but I love true crime, and I think this is maybe in my wheelhouse because I'm not typically a romance reader, so maybe this will be a little more entertaining for me. My other option that I picked up was Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I really like Talia Hibbert. I read her Brown Girls series. It's 3 books that follow 3 different sisters and like their romance. And then I think this is Talia Hibbert's first YA romance. She usually writes adult romance. So I'm a little like apprehensive for this one, but I do really enjoy Talia Hibbert, and I mean like this cover is like so stinking cute. But this one is following Bradley and Celine. I think they're kind of like academic rivals, and they go to this like summer camp or some type of like wilderness camp, and I think it's like a competition to like go through all these different challenges, and of course they get teamed up together. So that sounds super cute and light, and definitely something that I feel like I could finish today. So I'm going to first eat a snack. I've got some yummy like ranch sour cream dip. I'm going to work on my sweater a little bit and then decide which of these two I want to read, and I will update you guys a little bit. Bye. Hi friends, it is a few hours later. I decided to pick up Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I'm currently on page 112, so almost, I would say like a third of the way. Yeah, because it's only 330 pages. So yeah, 112. We'll call it a third of the way. I'm really enjoying it. It's really cute. It's actually very funny. There's several times that I have like just laugh out loud. Phoebe is extremely relatable, at least for me. She's very sarcastic. She's very, she's got like a very dry sense of humor, and she's just like a little ridiculous. So, like I said, this is following Phoebe. She is working on her PhD dissertation. Her father has passed away. She did not have a close relationship with her father. There's actually a very like tumultuous like childhood that she went through, and so she hasn't really spoken to her father. Her parents divorced when she was young, like early teens, and so she went to live with her mother, and then her younger brother decided to stay with the father. So she's gone back to Florida to help her brother clean out her dad's house, which I'm kind of getting a sense that he was a little bit of a hoarder, so there's just a lot to get through. But she's also having to continue to work on her dissertation. She's completely immersed herself in true crime that now, like everything in her life, she makes some type of connection to. And so that kind of brings you to her interactions with the neighbor, Sam. So Sam is very reserved. He's very helpful. He lives across the street from her father's house. And she arrives in the area really late at night, and he basically shows up like offering to help, and she's like, it's like late at night, like why are you even talking to me right now? You must be a serial killer. Like she like automatically jumps to conclusions. Like these quick references followed by like a lighthearted comment just makes it more digestible and not as like scary and serious. But she keeps having these interactions with Sam, the neighbor, and she's like automatically thinking like this guy is up to something. He has to be a serial killer. She's just kind of obsessing over it instead of like working on like the things that she's there to work on. I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, it's lighthearted, it's funny. She's relatable. I do want to keep going. I'm at this point where she and Sam are kind of spending a little more time together due to like a few like forced situations, and so we're getting a little more insight on probably why Sam is the way he is, and I'm really liking that. So it is around noon, so it's time for lunch and nap time. I'm sure you can hear like the kids movie in the background that they've been watching, so I'm gonna go make them some lunch and then put them down for a nap, and then hopefully get some more reading done, and I will update you when I have something to share. Bye. Hi guys, so it is the next day. I think the last thing I updated you on was that I was going to make the kids lunch, put them down for a nap, and then do some reading. And I did. I gave the kids lunch, I put them down for a nap, and then I put myself down for a nap, and I slept. Like I slept, and it was great, it was glorious. I needed it. Like I just needed like some sleep, honestly. And so I did some sleeping, like 3-hour nap. Like it was a lot. I did some catching up, but then I did some reading, but honestly I just forgot to update you guys, so my bad. But it is the next day, and I want to go ahead and let you know that I did finish Love in the Time of Serial Killers. Okay, so that is that, but I want to keep this like snowy reading vlog going because today, here's the thing about Colorado, like it snows. Like it will get snow, and then the next day, like the roads are clear, like the snow never happened. This is new. I've only lived here for like it's almost been 2 years. And so coming from the south, like if it snows, like if we get snow, that crap lingers. It lingers. Not here. I don't know if it's something to do with the mountains. I don't know. If you know, you can put it in the comments and educate me. I feel like as a science teacher I should know this, but I don't. So we're not snowed in. Internet's back up, but I do have some other things that I need to get done today. So I want to keep reading because I'm just like, after this, like I'm just like, I want to keep going, and I want some more romance. I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know, maybe it's February, who knows. So I want to keep this going. I'm going to pick up Wishful Thinking by Celestine Martin. Again, adorable cover. I'm living for this one. I feel like reading romance, like serial killer romance and some witchy romance. That is what I'm in the mood for. Now, this is following Lucinda. Lucinda is a witch. I think it's like her world understands magic. Magic is accepted. It's not something that's hidden. But she's also like a high school teacher, which is super fun. But she has a good life. Like, she's happy with her life. But she just wants more. So she's like always constantly wishing for more. But unfortunately, her wish becomes a hex. And it becomes a hex in which or a spell in which she can't say no. Like, she can't say no to, it says like karaoke or running a 5K. Or she also can't say no to her high school crush, Alex. So Alex needs help unjinxing his house that he's trying to sell. I think he's like this world traveler, and he's just like ready to get rid of this house, and it's jinxed. She's a witch. He asks for her help, and because she's under the spell, she can't say no. She can't say no. So we've got some, like, I'm assuming some forced proximity, which I really love that trope, and I love witches. So I want to go ahead and start reading this. However, I do have stuff that I need to get done today. I need to go to the grocery store. Like, I need to go to the grocery store so that I can actually make food for my house. So I'm going to do that today. So I'm going to actually start getting ready to run to the grocery store. So I looked on my library. I looked on Libby, and yay, they have the audiobook for Wishful Thinking. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we got the audiobook. It's only 9 hours long, but I listened to 2 times speed, so I should be able to get a good chunk done while I'm running errands. So I think I'm going to go get some coffee. I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm really, really trying to resist the urge to go to Target because it just sounds fun. Like, it just sounds like something that would be fun to do. But I need to not spend any money. At this point, by the time this vlog's out, you hopefully have seen my book haul video. And you know that I've been doing some damage, and I put myself on a book buying ban. That doesn't mean that I can't, like, purchase other things for myself. So I don't know. But I do know that I need to go to the grocery store. And that's, like, main priority. I do need to run to the pet store and get some more cat litter for my furry baby. And that is next to the library. And I did finish a library book. Ooh. Ooh. I like that plan. So instead of going to a bookstore, I might run to the library. So yeah, I think that sounds like a good plan. I'll take you with me. You can go get some coffee with me. You can run to the library with me. And we can even go grocery shopping together. Look at us, like, being best friends. Look at us, like, grocery shopping, doing mundane tasks together. What? When did did we just become best friends? Oh, okay, cool. All right, I'm rambling. This was just to update you on my reading, but now you know. Just a quick little recap. 4 out of 5 stars. I'm giving it 4. 4 out of 5 stars. Enjoyed it, recommend it. It's super cute on the bookshelf as well. And then I'm picking up Wishful Thinking. I'm going to start on the audiobook while I'm running errands, then probably while I'm cooking dinner, and then do some actual physical reading because I just feel like snuggling up and doing that. So I am prepped, ready to go. Did very low maintenance today because I'm just going to run errands. I'm not in the mood. I can't be bothered to do more than this. Wait. Look at me. I'm being that girl. Yeah? I should have been a beauty guru because we love just some basic ass chapstick in this house. Alright. I'm done. You're probably annoyed. You don't care about any of what I've been saying, I'm sure, because you're here for books. But it's bookish life content, so Welcome to my life. Okay, bye. Hi friends, gosh, this is like terrible lighting. It is so gloomy today. The snow's fine, like roads are great, but it is still super gloomy. So I've already run a few errands, I guess I can call them errands. I got some coffee. It's called the Snickerdoodle. It's a white mocha latte with some cinnamon, and it's delicious. I ran next door to the coffee shop is the pet store. Got some litter for Cheeto the fur baby. And then I ran next door to that. I love that everything's right there. I ran to the library, dropped off my other books that I just finished, and picked up 2 new ones. So the first one I grabbed was We Were Never Here by Andrea Bartz. Sounds interesting, not super long. Goodreads had okay reviews on it, so I'm gonna give it a shot. It's from the library, so I figure if I don't like it, it's not like I wasted any money. The second book that I picked up was The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. But out of all of his releases, I think this is the least popular. So I'm a little apprehensive on it. But again, it's from the library. I'm not paying for it. So if I don't like it and I decide to DNF it, then it's, you know, whatever. I didn't waste any money and I supported my library. So I got these 2. I don't know when I'm going to read them, not today, because I am listening to the wishful thinking book that I just mentioned. I'm only about an hour into it. Libby says that that's 10%. So I'm only 10% of the way through. So here's the thing. I don't care for the audiobook narrators. Now, I'm not shitting on the narrators, like, great job. I could never do it, and I know it's something that's hard to do, but I feel that the way that it's being narrated is not matching what I thought the vibe would be. Like, so it's dual perspective, so you get the perspective of Lucy, but you're also hearing from Alex as well. And the woman that's narrating for Lucy sounds like the narrator on Gossip Girl. And, like, if you didn't watch Gossip, it's just like a very, like, so then this happened, and you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like the way that she's speaking, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I just don't like it. And then another thing that I don't like for is in the beginning, in the very first chapter, there's like a lot of characters thrown at you. So like Lucy has like several sisters, and they're all at this carnival, and you can't tell the difference between who's speaking. You know what I mean? Like, the narrator is not, for me, doing a good job about distinguishing between like speech patterns and even voices. So unless you're paying close attention to who said what, it was just confusing. It just sounded like one person was having a conversation with themselves. So I'm just not enjoying the audiobook, but I do like the story so far, so I'm pushing through because I'm running errands and I just want to keep moving through the story. So I'm just going to push through this audiobook. Let's go ahead and go to the grocery store. Let's get some groceries and then maybe we can relax. But I'm going to push through this audiobook. I'll check in a bit. Welcome back. It's been a few hours. I finished my grocery shopping, got home, put stuff away, and I am starting dinner. Pot stickers tonight. So it's early, but like I said earlier, pot stickers take quite a bit of prep and work. So I'm doing it early so it can just be ready. We're gonna make some fried rice. It's super yummy. So I figured while I was putting this together, I would update you guys on my reading, where I got while I was up running errands. So, I don't know why I'm out of breath. Why am I out of breath? And why is my skin so red? What is happening right now? Okay. I should be concerned. Ignore my skin. And I'm going to update you. So while I was out running errands, I continued listening to Wishful Thinking. I pushed through the narration and I sped it up just a tad bit, and so it's only like 2.05 times, so like slightly faster, and the narration got better. It got better the faster. So maybe I was just listening to it a little too slow. Maybe that narrator is just naturally a slow speaker, so it still felt drawn out with the 2 times speed. So happy to report that I was able to actually enjoy the audiobook. It got better. I think also too, like the more you listen to it, the more I just got used to her voice. And I really like the male narrator. I think he's doing a great job from Alex's perspective. Speaking of the book, we are, like I said, getting both Lucy or Lucinda's perspective and Alex, which I really love. I love in a romance when you get the perspective of both love interests. I feel like when it's only one-sided, you're kind of left like to make assumptions on what the other party is thinking and feeling. So I really love in a romance when you get the dual perspectives. So that's making me happy. I really like Alex. He's very like practical, but kind of funny. And what I didn't realize, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but what I didn't realize with this book, and I feel like the synopsis doesn't really do a good job, is it makes it seem like from the synopsis that Lucy was the only one ever like interested, like it was just a high school crush. But what we actually learn from like very early on, as I'm saying, I don't think it's a spoiler, that Alex was actually a little interested too. So it almost kind of was like friends that neither one of them were in high school, neither one of them were really like comfortable or brave enough to express how they were feeling at the time. So it's almost like, oh, like if you guys had just like said how you felt, you wouldn't have like lost all this time. But right now in the story, they're working together. The wish that Lucy and her sisters and cousins did together is like this, almost like, they keep calling it a wish, but it's almost like a spell, but it's like a cautionary spell, and it's supposed to teach witches to like be careful with their magic and be careful what you wish for, but they're all kind of just wanting something different in their lives for various reasons. I think it could almost like open up for like a series to follow each one of these sisters slash cousins, which would be pretty cool. But either way, they all kind of want something a little bit more, so they all make this wish. And Lucy is like wishing for just like more excitement. Like she's happy with her life, she's content with her life, but she wants like a little something to be excited about. She wants to like break out of her shell. She really wants to find her soulmate, because the person she thought was her soulmate is not actually her soulmate. And so this wish kind of becomes a curse or a hex where she can't say no. And obviously, if you can't say no, then your life is probably going to be a little more exciting, because sometimes I think what the author's trying to get at is that we sometimes hinder ourselves by saying no. So I think that's why her wish has kind of come out to be, well, you can't say no because you can't stop yourself. If you can't say no, then you can't hold yourself back. So she's kind of dealing with that right now. She's signed up, agreed to this like baking competition, and she's just like a home baker, which I totally get. Like I can bake like one or two things, but I would never sign up for like a baking competition. And then of course the one that is suggested for her to bake is like, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's like a pretty complicated like cake, like a cream puff cake. And so she's kind of freaking out about that, but Alex is kind of helping her because like he has a little bit of experience with baking, and she's also like agreed to this 10K, which again, because she can't say no, and even karaoke, but most importantly, she's now having to help Alex basically get rid of this hex on his house that he's trying to sell. He wants to kind of like cut ties with the town and wants to sell this house, but it's hexed. And so they kind of come up with a deal that they will help each other. So Alex is going to help her find her soulmate, and she's going to help him unjinx this house and sell the house, even though she really doesn't want to, because that means he's going to leave and she doesn't want him to leave. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm about halfway through. I'm probably going to put the audiobook back on while I continue making our pot stickers, our little dumplings. So I'm hoping that I can finish it by today, but we shall see. Thank you for coming to my cooking show, even though I didn't show you a thing. I don't want judgment. Like, this is one of my favorite things to make, but I'm sure the experts would tell me that I'm doing something wrong. But like, I'm slowly getting better. Like, that's a cute little dumpling, right? Right? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm going to continue making my dumplings, get them on the skillet, make some fried rice, and listen to the as far as I can into wishful thinking, and I will update you guys later. Okay, bye. Right, kids have been fed, played, cleaned, bed. Time for me to eat some of my dinner. Pot stickers and fried rice. Turned out super yummy, so excited. And we're going to watch some Grey's Anatomy. Then, hopefully, I'll get some reading done. Hi friends, good morning. It is the next day. Last night after we watched some Grey's Anatomy, I did some reading. And so this morning when I woke up, Marcus took care of breakfast for the kids, so I sat in bed and I just finished Wishful Thinking. I enjoyed this book. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. It was really cute. I like what was being said with this story, and I think I kind of touched on it earlier, just kind of like the idea of making your own adventure. And that, like, because she's a witch, Lucy has like the ability to kind of manipulate her surroundings. But I really like her choices to really try and make her relationship with Alex real, and that she didn't want to just simply like cast a spell that would make him love her. She wanted the relationship to be real, and I really enjoyed that. I really love this idea of making this wish and making the wish work for you, because again, this wish almost becomes like a curse. But along those same lines, I think that's why it kind of fell a little bit short for me. There's a few things that I wish were a little different. I wish that we got more magic. Being that she is a witch and he is a merman, like I feel like we could have gotten a little more, just like a little more magic. I think it could have been a little more fun. Seeing that she couldn't really say no, I think it would have been a little more interesting and entertaining to see her in more situations where she really wanted to say no, and just kind of getting some comedy out of that. There's like the karaoke scene, which is really cute because she didn't want to do it. But like, I just feel like there could have been more of like a comedic aspect to these situations that she found herself in. Like, we know that she couldn't say no to a 5K, and like the 5K was covered in all of like 3 sentences. Like, I feel like it could have been a funnier situation and experience. So that felt a little lacking. I felt like the magic was a little lacking. It didn't really seem like, even though they were witches, there was really only this one instance where we see the magic being used. I would have liked it to be seen more like in the everyday life. I mean, like, she reads tea leaves, but some people could argue that that's not really even magic. So I just wish there was more to that. I was a little bit confused with Alex's like situation, because we're told that he's a merman, but like, he doesn't always have his fins. Like, it's only at a certain point when he has his fins. So but they're like, they reference scales. Like, I just in my mind couldn't picture like, what does Alex actually look like? Does he look like a human right now with just like some dry skin, or like, does he look like, I kept like thinking of like, what are those little kids on Luca, like the little Disney movie? Like, when they're wet, how they're like the little like sea creature. Like, that's just what I keep picturing. So but like, obviously from the cover art, he looks completely human and like no scales to be seen. So I was just really confused on what I should be like picturing Alex as. So I gave up on that, and I just pictured him as like the cover art guy. I did do some research, and this is going to be kind of like a series where the next book I think we're going to get in September of this year. This came out in September last year, so September of this coming year, 2023, we will get the second book of this series, which is going to follow her cousin Ursula, which I am very intrigued by. Her storyline was interesting, and there was definitely things like hinted going on in the background that we weren't getting the full story of. So I think in the next book we'll get obviously the full story of what's happening with her, and I think there leaves room for stories for Lucy's sisters as well. I do plan to continue reading from Celestine Martin. The romance was cute, the spice was good, not too over the top spicy, so it was enjoyable. Their banter was cute. It was slow burn, which was nice. And I like how it ended. I like how things kind of came about at the end. So I do recommend picking it up. Okay, yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here for the vlog. So during this vlog, I finished Love in the Time of Serial Killers, gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend. This is super cute. Again, another light one, not too heavy on like trauma or anything like that, but there is some childhood trauma, estranged parents, relationships, things and whatnot. Good spice, cute love interest, highly recommend. And then, like I was just talking about, finished Wishful Thinking, which again I'm going to give 3.5 stars. I rounded up on Goodreads. Super cute. I do recommend. I do plan on reading more in this series. So look at me, 2 romances in like, what has it been, like 2.5 days? Like, that's great. That's great. I'm happy with it. Not really sure what I'm going to pick up next, but I will catch you guys in the next one. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I would really love it if you subscribe. In the comments, give me some romance recommendations because I am not a typical romance reader, but I've actually been enjoying them lately, so maybe I'm moving into my romance era. So leave me some romance recommendations in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys think. And let's leave the black heart for our wishful thinking cover. I think that'd be really cute. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, night, morning, whatever time of the day it is, and whatever place of the world you are having it in. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.